Act 2, Scene 4 of Titus Andronicus, in what's arguably the most brutal scene in any Shakespeare play, Demetrius and Chiron rape Lavinia and cut off her hands and tongue. The men taunt her because she will not be able to use speech or writing to tell anyone the identity of her assailants and who killed her husband, Bassianus. The men leave and Lavinia is left to wander in the forest. She's found by her uncle Marcus Andronicus. Marcus correctly guesses she was mutilated by a rapist who wanted to protect his identity. He compares his niece to Philomela, one of the characters who suffered a similar brutal fate from Ovid's Metamorphoses, and laments she cannot write the name of her attacker, as Philomela did. Marcus takes Lavinia to her father, crying out, "Oh, could our mourning ease thy misery?" This scene is among the most horrible of all of Shakespeare's works, as the ravished and violently maimed Lavinia is taunted by her rapists. "Now go tell, and if thy tongue can speak, who 'twas that cut thy tongue and ravished thee," says Demetrius, with Chiron quickly adding, "Write down thy mind, if thy stumps will let thee play the scribe." Marcus Andronicus manages to speak of what has happened in gentler terms, which may seem out of place next to the blood-soaked and mutilated Lavinia. He clearly sees someone has lopped and hewed and made thy body bare of her two branches, and wishes she had hands, so that like Philomela, she might create a tapestry identifying her rapist. Marcus is severely grieved by this tragedy that has happened, and he knows Titus Andronicus will be blinded by grief and anger when he sees his poor daughter. But he also acknowledges the limits of these feelings. He cannot undo what is done. Their mourning cannot ease Lavinia's misery.